ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा ॐ
वागर्ता
येन
वागर्ता
वागर्तावसंपृक्तौ वागर्तप्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ येनाक्षरसमाम्नायम् अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः व्याख्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्
So, Shailaja ji had some doubts on usage of krdanta. So, do you have any specific questions?
No, it is not any specific question. My problem is with that kridanta, you can identify. But when it comes to understanding what that adding that krit pratyaya is doing to the word, I can't get that. That is why I have difficulty in translation.
Right.
See, I think so for two kridanta, it is bhutkal. That is easy, having done that or whatever, But for the others, where it is applicable for all the kalas.
So, by all kalas, it means at all times. So, I am
At all
saying
times.
like follow
So,
dharma. That is something, it's not about the past or present or future. It must be
yeah.
followed always. So, by all, it
Ah,
doesn't mean that all tenses are included. By all, it means always.
okay. But then it is mentioned in that column in that tenses. That's what I said. My biggest difficulty is that I can't understand that. See, word you can identify, dhatu you can identify, so you know the meaning.
Right.
But I have difficulty in putting it in context. I don't know
Let
if I
me
am.
share the screen also, that kridanta sheet.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can see my screen.
Yeah, means it has just started sharing. I think so. There's some problem with my net. It is very slow. Now I can see.
Okay. Yeah, so for example, this kta pratyaya. Here it says bhut kala, right? So
Yeah,
that is clear with you.
yeah.
So your confusion is in when it says all.
All.
So yeah, so like I said that, it's whenever it is you saying all, then it just means that something that must be done at all times. So
Okay. So, see, I'll tell you now exactly where my difficulty lies. See, now the word is same, pathita.
yeah, yes,
Pathita is
this
same.
one, right?
So,
This, yeah.
looking at pathita, just for example, I'm saying ki I can't identify
See, when you
what
look
is.
at Pathita, there will be a confusion whether it is taken this row or it is taking this row, right? That is
Yes,
the confusion.
yes,
You have to
yes,
figure that out based on the context. So
context.
when we are reading a sentence and Pathita is there, mostly like, this one is more popular. So first
Yeah.
you
Good.
assume it's probably taking this sense. And if
Hmm.
that doesn't make sense in the context, then you can, assume maybe it is talking about Patita in this sense, like in Bhave.
Hmm.
And Bhave, I feel that, is usually always means at all times only, because the way
Hmm.
Bhave sense is used, running is happening, for example, there is no
Hmm.
specific time sense there. Usually it is
Yeah.
sense, but the general sense of Bhave is at all times only.
Yeah. So this, at least this ta and tavata is, you can figure out.
Mm.
But with others, na, I feel there is a lot of difficulty, especially this, uh, one second. Oh, I'm trying to move the sheet.
Tell me
It is
where
a
it
shade.
goes.
Yeah, if you can just remove this up to Tavya.
Yeah. Lower.
So yeah, no, now it is okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
So all these now, see, looking at the words, identifying is not a problem.
Right.
Looking at the words, you can identify what is the pratyaya, right?
Yeah.
So which kridanta is there? Identifying that was not. But still, I am like you are telling me, yeah, means it will definitely be in context.
Yeah.
But I have serious problems identifying that, So what can be the possible hint? Like, okay, if it is used in this way, then it means
See,
like you have to take
what
it
you
in
were
this
saying,
tense. Or
if you can recognize which pratyaya it is, that is the tougher part, If you have figured that out, say, for example, you saw the word pachat, you reached to pachat and you know now it's shatra pratyaya. So that is the toughest part that you have done, So now, obviously, in the beginning, you refer to the sheet, right? What that means.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
here it is saying karta, right? So the word is denoting the karta, the one who's doing the action. So, I mean, like how in your usual kartari prayoga, we would put down, 1-1. Right?
Yeah.
It's a normal kartari prayoga. We would put down 1-1 for karta. So when you see that something is a shatra pratyaya, there, you can write down karta or 1-1 if that, whatever, you can have your own codes. So it would be the same as that 1-1 in a kartari prayoga, shatra pratyaya. And it is present tense. That means, in kartari prayoga, I would write lat L01, for example, that it is lat lakara. So here now, basically the main difference is that, in a sentence, there will be nouns and verbs. Ting and subanta, right? So krit pratyayas give you an alternative to tinganta padas, right? Either you can use a lat lakara, or you can replace that lat lakara word, or maybe sometimes there are multiple actions. So you might have one word in lat lakara and one word you can use as a shatra, right? So now this will be in the form, it will be declined like a noun.
No, yeah.
The pratyaya is used, it will be declining like a noun. But what it is denoting is present tense. So in that sentence, there might not be any tingantapada, right? This word will be denoting the action. So, for example, the pachat word is obviously the pratipadika. This is how you will not see, right? You might see pachate or pachata, one of the forms, right? So when you see the pachat word in any of the forms, you know that, okay, what does pach mean? Okay, let's take pathat, okay? So if you see pathat word, you know that studying is happening.
Yeah.
Harsha, you were saying something?
Purvat then also.
Pachat is to cook.
Yeah, to cook. So if I see the word pachat, say pachata or pachate in any of the forms, so I know that it is referring to the action in the sentence is cooking. But because it's shatra pratyaya, then I know that it is present tense. So cooking is, is happening in the present tense. But the word is referring to the doer, the karta of cooking. Right? So basically from one word, you get the noun also, the karta also, and you get the action also. Whereas if we are not using kridantas, then there will be two separate words. One would be denoting the karta and one would be a tingantapada, which will be telling you the action is. Is that clear? You look still confused.
No, because
Priyanka,
Hanji.
Shatru will be denoting both the Tinganta as well as Subanta, right? In the
Yeah, you can say
Yeah.
that way, but because the word the pachat word is there, for example, which is including the shatra pratyaya. So based on the case, I mean, okay, sorry, I said it wrong because it says it denotes the karta, so it has to be in first case.
First case.
You said that correctly.
So I can give an example. So
Hmm.
you can have a sentence that says Ramaha pachati, right? There is no ikta pratyaya over there. It is just
Yeah.
Rama cooks.
Rama cooks.
Then you can say Ramaha pachati san gayati. So Rama, who is cooking, while
As well
cooking,
as in
sings, right? But instead of that, you can use Shatra and you can say Pachan Ramaha Gayati. So
Hmm.
Yeah, so
then you're
one
using
would be
Pachat
Pachan, right?
Pratyaya. Correct. So Pachat, I think it will come Pachan, Pachantau, Pachantaha.
Yeah, Pachan, Pachan.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So Pachan Ramaha Gayati. So the Rama who is cooking, doing one action, is doing another action as well.
Yeah. So Ramaha is 1-1. Pachan is also 1-1. Right?
Correct.
So we knows that. So now Pachan is denoting Rama because they are both in 1-1. So we know Rama is cooking. And if there is, yes, next word Gayati, then that becomes he is cooking and singing. Gayati might not be there. Ramaha Pachan might just be the sentence. And then we assume Asati is there, right? Asti is there, but we don't even need to. Like, that is implied and understood. So Ramaha Pachan would be Rama is cooking. Rama Pachan Gayati. So basically, Krit words help you create more complex sentences. And it's not necessary. You might just, replace the usual verb with one Kridanta.
Okay, so that, I mean, with this example, one thing has become clear for me now. Maybe my attitude towards this was different. I had imagined, because they say that a kridanta means you are creating a subanta out of that. So I went too technical about it. So maybe
See,
that.
and once we put the Krit Pratyaya, the word becomes a Pratipadika. And now it
Pratipadika,
will decline like a noun.
Noun, yeah.
Yeah.
Will take subanta.
Yeah. And actually, so it will denote the Karta. So Ramaha Pachan, but I think it can still decline in other forms. Would you know that, Harshaji? Yeah. Like it.
Oh, Ramaha Pachan.
I don't know of an example right now, but I can think of one and try coming up with one
Okay.
and get.
Yeah. So Shailajaji, you are still thinking something. You have.
No, I'm thinking. I was thinking of. I was making a sentence in my head. So I was thinking using the same pacha dhatu. This is pachat.
So shall I, on the other question that you had about which Bhutkal versus all Trikala, Aniyar is probably a good example. So if you say Patitavyam, Vedam Nityam Patitavyam,
Patitav.
that is Tavya Pratyaya that is being used, right? Now, that means that it's not that you should have read something, in the past. Whether in the past, in the future, or currently, it is something that should be done.
That the Patitavi, that's what I said. These specific Krit Pratyayas, like for some, I have got the meaning, but it is not the case with all.
Or
So,
Pataniya, it is fit to be read. That is also on all times it is fit to be read.
Pathaniya, yeah.
Right.
Because these three, it says necessary, mandatory. And when the sense, the time is all, that means you will only use it for something that is, good to be or fit to be, sorry, not fit to be, necessary. to be done at all times, not at a specific time.
I will tell you now, my exact difficulty comes where. What I try to do is I am doing this proper study of Kathopanishad. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is the mantra and the bhashyam. I am trying to understand that.
Okay.
Because there lot of krdanta is used in the mantras. Right? So
If you
there,
give an example, then maybe we can look at it.
one second. Then in that case, I'll have to.
Do you want to share
Can
your
you just
screen?
stop sharing for a while? I'll just open the document, then I can, say something specific.
You can share if you want.
1 second. I'll just open that document. Because I'm struggling and I find that, I end up wasting a lot of time. That Sanskrit dictionary is there and all those things are there. Should I share this?
Yeah, you can share.
That is quite basic one. It is first only mantra 9, the very simple one it is. I should use that screen option and I'll open it here so everybody will see.
Yeah, so at
Because
the
in Zoom
bottom it
I have
says
not used it.
there's a green button, share screen.
Yeah.
Click that and then you will select whichever page you want to share. Yeah. So, but you select
You can see the
yes, now we
document.
can. Yeah.
Katho mantra 9 you can see now. See, that was part of my second doubt also, but that I'll try to restrict myself to kradantas.
No, you can ask whatever doubts you have. If we know, we'll answer.
Of course, you guys are quite well versed with this. See, because here now what I'm doing, all these word meanings which is there in the mantra, this I pick it up either from what do you say, from Sanskrit dictionary, or my first choice is Ashtadhyayi.
Right.
And I have been using Ashtadhyayi extensively. I'm very well versed with it, searching for meanings. So what happens is, now see, there are two words. There is one word here, namasya. And again that word is coming, namaste astu. Namate. Astu will keep it aside. Right?
Right.
See, they both appear to have the same dhatu, nama. Yeah. But both have different meanings. Means that after all this extensive research, I find out that this first namasya is namas plus ya.
Okay.
And the second is namate.
Okay.
And when that namasya has a different meaning, it means it's worthy of salutation.
Right. Yeah, because ya pratyaya is added, no?
You have, yeah, he is worthy of. So this namas plus ya is worthy of salutation, and here namate, salutation to you.
Yeah.
Both have the meaning of salutation, but this extra is this worthy of salutation, and this is direct salutation.
So now you have written namas plus ya, right? Now ya could be so many different pratyas. For example, in that krit pratyaya sheet I was showing you, it shows 3 options, right? Yan and I don't remember. 1 second. Let me just see the sheet. So yat, nyat, kyap, all these krit pratyas mean ya. Then for example, yap is also denoting ya. So now in your sheet, I'm not 100% sure which pratyaya is becoming ya here. There are so many options. So depending on which pratyaya is taken, So I am assuming whichever pratyaya was taken here, that makes this nama an object karma. So that is why the meaning would become that which is worthy of salutation.
Yes, and this is, this is verified. This thing, worthy of salutation. This namasya is not nama plus that. Uh, I mean, this has been broken as this way: namas plus ya, and very reliable source. That is not even. It is one of the Swamiji's lectures,
Right.
not our Swamiji, another Swamiji's lectures. I have got this entire thing
So if
verified there
it's a
from there.
reliable source, then I'm guessing that one of these pratyaya is being used, yat, nyat, or kyap, or at least, but the meaning of that pratyaya means that it is denoting the karma, which is the object. Right? So that is why whatever it is talking about, this namasya word in this verse, whatever that is talking about, that is worth being saluted.
Saluted means this the Brahmin guest, Brahman Atiti.
Okay, yes. So the
Brahman Atitir Namasya.
Yeah.
Anashnan Brahman Atitir Namasya. So this is just one example I am giving. So this is where my difficulty lies. So I thought, like, since you all know many resources, my idea was, is there some place from where you can get, like, I mean, like, we have that Excel sheet, what Swamiji has made. So we have that Excel. So something of that sort, if we, do we have something like that, like, I don't mind making it by myself if there is a source, like some tabular form somewhere it is available. Like, if this is used, then this is the meaning.
But that is the Swamiji sheet, no? That, I mean, he's given that the pratyaya and in what sense it is being used.
Not what sense. Adding that, what does the meaning, like, what happens? How does it impact the word? How does, like...
If you close this, stop sharing, then I'll...
Yeah, I'll stop sharing. 1 second. Yeah.
I mean, this sheet, you can see my screen now?
Yeah.
So, for example, you were reading the Bhashya, and Bhashya, it said that this is, I'm just assuming, okay, that it is Yat Pratyaya. So now you come to this row that the Namas is using Yat Pratyaya and Ya was added. So that means it's karma or bhava. Right? So now by that you have to know that, if it's a karma, that means it's the object. So that means that it is not doing namaskara. It is the one that is worthy of namaskara. So you will have to use a combination of what is written in the Bhashyam and this sheet. I mean, you don't need anything else apart from those two. Like, of course, Bhashyam is needed, or if you were listening to the class and Swamiji said something, so from there, you know that this is what it is. But this sheet is enough to understand the pratyaya. It will come with practice, that karma is here, right? If ya is karma, that means it is denoting the object. If it was some other pratyaya and it, in the Bhashyam, it said it's, let's say, null, then I know it's the karta. So now it won't be the one worthy of salutation. Then it will become, he is doing namaskara.
Yeah.
And then obviously the actual meaning of namaskara, like right now you know what is namaskara, but if the word is what you are not familiar with, then you will have to reach to what dhatu is being used, and that meaning you will check from Ashtadhyayi.
Yeah, that...
So Shailaja, another way that you can try approaching this is to rely on Anvaya that has already been made. See, if your trouble is associating Namasya goes with which subject or object and first grouping those two. If I can share my screen, I use one such thing called Upasana Yoga. So this was referred, I think, by Umang in the past, and it comes from someone who's Pujya Swamiji's disciple who maintains the site. Let me share my share screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same mantra.
Correct. So if you
Ratri
see
Divya.
here, one way is it'll tell you this is the Anvaya for this, right? Brahman yet namasyaha atitihi. So these two go together, right? Atitihi and namasyaha are in this Samanadikaranyam, right? Now, what does namasya mean? If you want to know, then here it gives you a meaning. Atitihi namasya is honorable guest, worthy of honor, right? And even if this is not sufficient, you look at the Bhashyam. So namasya is namaskara,
Namaskara
arhaha cha.
Cha is separate, yeah.
Correct. So arhaha is worthy. So worthy of doing a namaskara. Right? That is namasyaha. Now, if you go to that krit pratyaya sheet, you have what was that? Aniyar,
a little above, I think. Above.
Little. I think I have an older version of the sheet. It's a local copy. But over there,
I think
the
I
one that
added that.
She is sharing, na.
Do you want me to share?
Yeah, please go ahead. Let me stop.
Can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Right. So yet, nyat and kwap, necessary, mandatory, worthy, all of these are, so you can actually bring it down to, you can narrow it down to the pratyaya if you want to backtrack and get the grammar aspect of it. So this might be another way that you can try, looking at the grouping of words so that you don't have to do a lot of work yourself. That is already given. And from there, you backtrack. If you want further grammar, you look at the Bhashyam. From there, you can look at this sheet to find out, in which way it is being used.
See, what happens is, if we come from the other way, like if we have figured it out, it is namas plus ya, and it stands for that. After that, if you come and look at this sheet, then you feel okay, it is fitting in. But this is initially you don't understand, or like we need time for that. I mean, I was under the impression perhaps you all understand it by looking at it. So I was thinking that maybe with more practice and all, you all have more practice and I have not done enough. Means my real question is that means you have to work on it enough times, or maybe you all have some more references which helps you all to understand. My question was actually that. How do you get there?
If it's a very simple sentence. Sorry, Harshaji, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Harshaji.
I was going to say if it's a very simple sentence, of 3-4 words and easy words. And if one of these pratyaya is used, pataniye or something, I'll understand directly. And I'll come to this sheet and I'll refer that, okay, pataniya means aniya pratyaya and it's a karma use. Karma use. But like a sentence that you showed, which is a little more complex, just at looking at namasya, I would not have guessed that it's one of these pratyayas. Then I would have to look at Bhashyam or how Harshaji showed that, and then where it breaks it up for you that, this is what it means. Then I'll be able to connect the dots.
Connecting the dots is easy, but understanding before that is becoming difficult.
For that, we have to refer to Bhashyam, because
I don't know whether I am trying to be too ambitious, trying to combine Upanishad understanding with Sanskrit understanding. I don't know. Maybe that may not be the right approach. I don't know. Because I thought that way meanings get retained.
See,
I have seen that.
personally, I don't do that yet, because yes, I would think that is being a little too ambitious. Like I don't think I'm ready for that. So I actually go by Swamiji recommended this practice book, which is like, studying Sanskrit in nursery level. Very basics, understanding the words, understanding the vibhaktis, understanding different lakaras and all of that. So right now, my personal focus is that, and okay, yes, we take up some simple verses for translation that we can do. So I have not, right now, I wouldn't jump to Upanishad verses and Bhashyam and trying to understand them, because most probably I'll end up doing it wrong anyway, So for studying Sanskrit, like right now, I would do only the basic stuff, at least for some time, maybe 1 or 2 years. I
So
don't.
you feel it would be better I don't mix up both the things.
Yeah. So if I was you, I want to study Bhashyam, I would just read what is there rather than going in depth of Sanskrit of it. Maybe some one sentence you really like and you want to do it, that's okay. And then you can even take help from Swamiji for that. But the whole Bhashyam, obviously, Swamiji will not have that kind of time also, right? So we'll probably end up doing it incorrectly and understanding it differently. Because we are not there yet, in
No. This because I have a very reliable source for this to verify. Like
Yeah.
I told you that it's totally verified. It is by I have Swami Sadatmanandaji's Bhashyam lectures. Means I have a backup.
Right.
So I can dare to do that. Otherwise, it's no use. Just by guessing that it should be this way, it can be that will not help me either in Sanskrit or in Upanishad understanding.
Yeah, but
Right?
if your focus is Sanskrit, I mean, it depends. Your focus is to understand the Bhashyam of the Upanishad and get the meaning of it, or you want to get better at Sanskrit. So if the focus is Sanskrit, then I would recommend first get 3-4 different
The
exercises.
basic.
One is Saral Sanskrit Sarani, then there is infant reader, and then there is Vibhakti Vallari.
Yeah,
I
I
make
have
exercises,
all the books.
but my exercise obviously has just few questions, right? You do the whole book. There is a lot more than what I have shared, right? I just select a part of it and I post it. But if you want and if you have the time, then you do the whole book. There are so many more books, right? And you do that for 1 or 2 years, and after that, you give this a try. You'll feel the difference. You'll be more confident also. Harshaji, you were saying something earlier.
No, I would predict the same thing, Priyanka ji, that maybe if the goal is to learn Sanskrit, start with something small. If it's to understand the Upanishads, go with Bhashyam and the Anvaya of the verse itself.
Chitra ji, you want to say something? Yeah.
Priyanka, where do I find exercises for all these kridantas and all that? Sarla Samskritam, it's okay, but
Yeah.
there's no meaning, so I struggle with that.
You can, yeah, that's why that was my initial challenge, right? That when you're studying from Saral Sanskrit Sarani, there's no answers. So you can't really check whether you've got it right or not. So that's why we have the group. You can post, it doesn't need to be from the exercise. If you're doing something on your own and you want to just double check if you're doing it right, you post in the group and one of us, whoever knows, we can, confirm the answer.
Because I feel doing lots of exercises, then you get to know and you'll be thorough with that. That's where I'm lacking. So still struggling with this kridanta because not doing much work in there.
So even not right now, I think next 3-4 exercises, there's a little bit of kridantas, not a lot. But after that, I would also start including more, because I personally, even I need to practice, so I'm not an expert at this. So I will start including them in the exercises. But like I said, if you want to do your own exercise and you get stuck somewhere, please post in the group, that is this correct or not.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Right.
I refer to either Harsha's answer sheet or Ramesh ji puts his answer sheet. Na? I refer to that and verify it. But there also I feel many places, I have not really done it correctly. So anyway, yeah, at least that clarity, I should not get too much into Sanskrit. I should keep both the studies separate. I was trying to integrate it because what happens, somewhere I was feeling I was neglecting the core, our core purpose, that is studying Vedanta at the cost of Sanskrit. So that was real because I was spending a lot of time. So I thought, let me club both so that I enjoy both. Actually, you enjoy both then.
If you
Somewhere.
want to do that, you start with Tattva Bodha. Because there the Sanskrit is very simple, as compared to like an Upanishad. So you could do something like that. And
Tattvabodha, but I am very thorough with Tattvabodha. I mean, I should not say that, but I have done it so much, like reading at the that verse now. I know the entire content, even what extra is there, because I have done. I've told you that. I've shared it with you. I've done it so thoroughly.
yeah.
So again, so that was in my head, the way I have done Tattvabodha. I've done it very thoroughly. And again, I have referred, I never do it on my own. It is always some Swamiji's lectures that I take and I do it thoroughly. Then it is in my head. Everything, the way Tattvabodha is in my head, I was wanting Kathopanishad should also get into my head at that level.
Yeah.
So, but of
that
course,
didn't
Upanishad
need
is different and Prakagranthas is very different. It is
You need more Sanskrit in your head before that happens.
before I attempt, yeah. I